Hello YouTube! It's St. Patty's Day, and as you can see I have spared no expense in decorating for the occasion. While I'm thinking of it, for those who are interested, I finished mounting and framing Rock's herons, and they look rather proud up there now. In honor of St. Patty, I will be celebrating with corned beef and cabbage and some assorted fixins. So let's get started. First things first, we need to cook up some bacon because we'll be needing it later on. About a half a dozen slices or so will do. Come up here. Get them browning out. Part of the reason for this, of course, is to make the kitchen smell good. And right now it does smell yummy. Now when it's nicely browned, but not too brown, we park it for later. And of course you always have to taste test it just to make sure it's okay. Next on the list, because it takes the longest to cook, the split pea soup. And there's only one brand. We start with just a little EVOO. Chopped onion, and let it sweat for just a little bit. And when a few edges are starting to brown, add the peas, which of course you thoroughly rinsed and inspected. And a couple of cups of water for starters. And a clove of garlic, of course. And a handful of baby carrots that you've sliced up really thin. And a bay leaf. And of course, a small handful of that bacon you just finished cooking up. Not that much. Saving the rest for later. And add a handful of celery tops if you've got them. They add a nice bit of freshness to it. Stir it all up. Cover it up and put it on the back burner for about 3 hours. Next victim, the corned beef. And I'm going to be baking it this time because boiling it just takes too much flavor out of it. Wash it thoroughly because it's been soaking in salt for about a month. Fat side up. Take about 1/4 of a cup of a good honey mustard. Add some horseradish to it to give it some pizzazz. And spread this all over it. Now stick about a dozen or so cloves in it. Let go of me. And sprinkle it with about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Get there. And just because you can, sprinkle on the spice packet that came with it. It'll have mustard seed, cardamom seed, some bay leaf, a few other odds and ends in it. Certainly can't hurt anything. And now wrap it all up and seal it. Wrap it loose, but seal it airtight. And do it loose enough that the cloves don't poke a hole in it. And when it's sealed up tight, you drop it into an appropriate baking dish. A baking dish that's bigger than this one. And you stick it in the 350-degree oven that you forgot to preheat. Hi, Goofy. What's up, guy? You sleeping? Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Goofball. Wah. You comfy? So as we're down in the final hour, we can start on the side dishes. Cabbage is next. I'm going to throw in a little andouille sausage just because I have it. Which means I'll have to brown that off first. About that much. Save the rest for later. And we'll use just a little of the bacon grease that we saved from the bacon. Get back here. And while that's going, slice up the cabbage. I like to do it in fairly thin strips. This cooks better. And we'll throw that in the pot. Chop up about half an onion, add that to it. Maybe not half an onion, it's a pretty big onion. We'll see. Yeah, that'll be enough for now. And a few carrots, just because. Just cut them into hunks. Yes, these are baby carrots. And of course, garlic. Always garlic. About 1 clove ought to do it. Now we'll add about a cup of stock, this beef stock. And get it over here on the heat and get it started. We'll get this started cooking, and then we'll throw in the sausage. And start on the potato salad, which of course requires cooking potato. Cut them into random hunks. and get them going. And meanwhile, we can throw the sausage in. Make sure you get all of that good cholesterol out of the pan. Don't want to be wasting it. Now we'll add a little dill weed to taste. Maybe a half a teaspoon of caraway seed. Half a tablespoon of sugar, and a slurp or two of rice vinegar. And we'll let this go for 20 or 30 minutes until the cabbage is good and tender. Meanwhile, the corned beef is just about done. And the potatoes are also about done. Oh, shut up. I will let it rest a little while and throw together the potato salad. Basically involves dumping everything in a bowl. Start with the potatoes. Add a little bit of Grey Poupon. It doesn't take much. This is only one potato, so I'm not building this for an army. Bigger dollop of mayonnaise. I'll start with that, see how it looks. Dump in the onion, the garlic, the pickle, the celery. Leave the eggs for last so they don't get all mushed up. Now we're looking good. A sprinkling of celery seed. A healthy sprinkling of dill weed. Some slap ya mama. Mix that all around. A good squirt of lemon juice. And yes, I'm too lazy to squeeze a fresh one. Now, add the egg, fold it in fairly gently. Taste it. Perfect. Set it aside. And go look at the corned beef. And then come back and crumble up the bacon that you forgot to throw in there. And mix that around, and then go back to the corned beef. Oh, yes. This is looking fine. Sample taste. Oh, this is outstanding. I love it. Time to plate this stuff up. And here we have it. A feast fit for St. Pattie himself. Corned beef, cabbage with andouille, potato salad, split pea soup with some seasoned breadcrumbs on top, some deli rye on the side, and of course an imported beer. Imported all the way from Miller, wherever the heck they are. Do excuse me while I commit piggery.